Good morning. So before starting, good morning from Lumini. Before starting, we would like to request all of you 1 minute silent. Pray for world peace and harmony. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Again, good morning from Lumini. Lumini now is very quiet. I working morning from the An Vietnam Phật Quốc Tử Temple to Ashokapila alone, nobody, because it's locked down completely, like 40 years ago. But one around Lumini is a very serious, but in the Lumini area, very wonderful. I check nobody have the problem corona. This also, I will tell you, is a miracle. When I come back, because coming back, so many problems, I pray. Yeah? So we need your message. This is not simple. Yeah. If you are in spiritual, then you will realize many truth, but people don't want to say it. Yeah. Very intense. The topic today, we talking about respect. Only one word, respect. It's a very wonderful. Generally, people need the respect. They need respect. They need people to respect us. But they don't respect people. They don't respect the parent. They don't respect the nature. But they need the respect from the other person. This is very interesting. And the world now conflict between the religion, between the people, between the nation, between the tribe. Also, why? Because they do not respect each other. Isn't it? So today, I'm very happy to welcome you. Then we have to develop the work of respect. They should come to the head. Every people, then automatically we have peace. Isn't it? Now the big nation they don't respect to the small nation. And then how can the poor country that respect to the rich country? This is the question. And the children, they don't respect the parent. And how their children later respect them. And the human being, we get benefit. Many wonderful things from unseen hand. Land, climate, water, everything. And they're destroying, they waste, polluted. So why we only want complain? What is the mean for advanced technology? So this question and many wonderful things in our life, we should learn how to respect each other, isn't it? So now I think the present century, so many problems come because not respect. So let us discuss and think seriously and how we should promote the respect. You see, I learned many things from this word. I learned so many things from this word. In my life, I had so many difficulties. I was a child. But I respect very much my parents. So I get so much benefit. Then we have problem, and many times I want to suicide. But luckily I meet my Thầy, my master Thầy Huyền Diệu. One of the important lesson, respect, gratefulness. So I respect him. I get so many benefit, so many wonderful things in my life. But now you see, very rarely on newspaper, on media, they talk about respect. They talk about money, conflict, bread, beef steak, food, and traveling, aeroplane, this aeroplane quicker than another, run 100 kilometers, this car more beautiful. But I think the word respect, we should repeat every day. And then automatically the peace comes. Now please you see, in the world leaders, we call world leader, we don't want to cite their name. How many times a day they talk about respect? They talk about money, about the fame, about occupation, about advancement. They show up their power. If they say, oh, even the school and university, how many times the teacher asks, oh, now today you come back, you should respect your parent. You should respect your master. No. They teach a very complicated subject. How to cheat people. How to get money. Yeah. Even the religion. I'm very sorry. I don't know. I talk in general. So let us together. We should not be in their way. You see, I'm telling you, I was very lucky to meet Thầy Huyền Diệu. It's a saint or the Buddha. He taught me so many secrets. Otherwise, I die many years already. They teach me so many things. Yeah, many years in school, many years in university, contact people. Now, whenever you meet people every day, how many people request you to respect? No, they talk how much money you have, how big position, and how big your house, isn't it? So now every day we should repeat at least few times, respect. Respect the parent, respect the nature, respect the father, mother, respect the earth, respect the nature. Then automatically, okay? And today I'm very happy to welcome Divine Mother Huyen Otrikitagawa. This is a specialist, also one of the famous women in the world. And I told you, the world policeman more than 100 years. She's the first woman were elected. The head of that organization, international organization. She had a lot of experience in international affairs. So now I would like to invite you to share the secret and one of the most important work, respect. This is not money. If every day they repeat and they apply the work of the respect, so there will be no problem for the world. So please, Amida Phật, Namo Quan Tham Bồ Tát, please. And you listen carefully. And then if you have any question, then you can send a message. Time is very limited. Thank you. Amida Phật, please start. No, you open. Please open microphone.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you hear me now?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So good evening from New York City. where I am speaking to you from, where it is now 8:15 p.m. And I want to express my appreciation to Dr. Trung Quoc Lam, Venerable Thầy Huyền Diệu, for this invitation to share about respect, which is a very important word. First, we ask, what is respect? And if we look up the definition in the dictionary, it says the following: a feeling of deep admiration for someone elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements. It can also express polite greetings, such as, give my respects to your parents. And it can also indicate due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others, such as having respect for one's parents, as Dr. Lam was sharing earlier. Secondly, the question becomes, how do we get others to respect us? And I hope in answering the first question, what is respect, it will become apparent from the answers I provide to the first question, how we can get respect, answer to the second question, because you will see that one's conduct helps to define whether one is worthy of having the respect of others. Some would say receiving respect from others is important because it helps us to feel safe, to be ourselves and express ourselves. And respect can also mean that you accept somebody for who they are, even when they're different from you or you don't agree with them. An authentic respect in our relationships builds feelings of trust, safety, and well-being. Respect doesn't necessarily come naturally. It can be something that you have to learn. It is also something that you must earn. Therefore, one's conduct in life is very important. In Buddhism, the following behaviors are set forth in the Noble Eightfold Path, which are the following: right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The 5 prescriptive behaviors in Buddhism are: 1, that we are prohibited from killing. So nonviolence is very important in order to bring about the atmosphere and the environment of peace and harmony. But killing is not only physical killing. My master, beloved Divine Mother, had indicated one should never kill another person's spirit, which means that our words must also be loving and kind, that we should never hurt anyone with our words, nor our thoughts, including our actions, because these are all powerful units of energy. And we should be very mindful that what we put out into the world ultimately returns to us. This is a law of karma. The second precept prohibits thievery and related activities such as fraud and forgery, which means we don't cheat anyone. And the third precept indicates that we should avoid sexual misconduct. The fourth precept involves falsehood, spoken or committed in action, such as malicious speech, harsh speech, and gossip. And the fifth precept prohibits intoxication through alcohol, drugs, or other intoxicants. If we follow these 5 prescriptive behaviors and the Eightfold Path to enlightenment, and we have mastered such conduct, then we could say that we have obtained not only self-respect, but respect for others. So the question becomes, What abilities, qualities, or achievements have you developed within yourself that you would say is deserving of respect? And are you abiding by conduct that is prescribed as good conduct by Lord Buddha and refraining from prohibited conduct? If so, you are not behaving properly, then we can work on correcting our behavior and bringing it back into alignment so that we do not harm our spiritual development or inner character. In previous presentations, I had mentioned the beautiful Mahamangala Sutra, the great mantra, which indicates those behaviors which are considered to be proper. And this is such a beautiful and important mantra that I want to go over the details with you again today. And it says not to associate with the foolish, but to associate with the wise, and to honor those who are worthy of honor. There is a saying that you can know a person by the people they associate themselves with. And my beautiful spiritual mother said, the law of attraction, like attracts like. So you must be very mindful of what you are attracting into your life and the company in which you keep. The mantra also says to reside in suitable locality and to have done meritorious actions in the past and to set oneself on the right course, and to have much learning, to be skillful in handicraft, well-trained in discipline, and to be of good speech, to support your mother and father, to cherish your spouse and children, and to be engaged in peaceful occupation, to be generous in giving, to be righteous in conduct, to help one's relatives, and to be blameless in action, to loathe more evil and abstain from it, to refrain from intoxicants, and to be steadfast in virtue. So you will note that this great mantra incorporates along the way the great teachings of Lord Buddha, that one should be respectful, humble, contented, and grateful, and to listen to the Dhamma or spiritual truths. And I will say that upon which you concentrate, you become. Then one should be very mindful of what you are contemplating and concentrating on. So my beautiful spiritual mother said it is like the pen in the ink. If you keep dipping the pen in the color of the ink, eventually it takes on the color of the ink. And therefore, we must be very mindful of where we are not only placing our body and our minds and our spirits in association with others, but what we are reading, what we are consuming. And we should be very diligent about guarding that we do not absorb poisonous, negative, constant stream of negative, whether it's news or information or negative talk. And we should be respectful, humble, contented, and grateful, and to listen to the Dhamma or spiritual talks. Humility is a very important quality to have. When one has a humble heart, one is open to hear the voices of others and to be able to listen to what others have to say. And this is why we have one mouth and two ears, that we should listen twice as much as we talk. We can learn so much from others when we listen to what they have to share. And so this is also the sign of respect, to be willing to hear the voices of others. The sutra goes on to say to be patient and obedient, to associate with monks, and to have religious discussions. to have self-restraint, a holy and chaste life, and the perception of the noble truths, and ultimately the realization of nirvana. That to have your mind unruffled by the vagaries of fortune, to be free from sorrow, to be purified of all defilements, and to be free of fear. Those who abide ever remain invincible in these precepts, these sacred words given in this mantra, would abide in happiness, and one would certainly acquire respect. If one is able to achieve this way of living, respect will certainly be yours. But to reach there does require that humble heart, as I previously shared, and no one should be arrogant and have great pride. There is a saying that pride goeth before the fall. So always be mindful not to be an arrogant person. There is also such a thing as the golden rule. And in almost 12 of the world's religions, this principle is applied and recognized. And the golden rule briefly expresses that one should not commit any conduct towards another that you would not want committed towards you. So I will share with you how this rule is expressed in the following religions. Christianity. So is everything do to others, what would you have them do to you? For this sums up the law of the prophets. It is actually a contraction of the law of karma. What you do unto others will certainly be done unto you. Sikhism. I'm a stranger to no one, and no one is a stranger to me. Indeed, I am a friend to all. Taum, regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. In Confucianism, one word sums up the basis of all good conduct: loving kindness. Do not do to others what you would not want done unto yourself. In Buddhism, treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. In Hinduism, this is a sum of the Dharma. Do not to others which would cause pain if done to you. And in the Baha'i faith, lay not on any soul a load that you would not wish to be laid upon you, and desire not for anyone the things you would not desire for yourself. In Islam, no one of you truly believes, and you should until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. In Judaism, what is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. In Jainism, one should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated. And in native spirituality, we are as much alive as we keep the earth alive. In Unitarianism, we affirm and promote respect for the independent web of all existence of which we are a part. And Zoroastrianism, do not do unto others whatever is injurious to yourself. Therefore, with respect to the question, how can I get respect from others? I wish to say, if you have practiced the teachings and are implementing the behaviors set forth by the great Lord Buddha, by Jesus the Christ and spiritual teachers and masters, then you would have earned respect, because you would then be able to respect yourself. Will mistakes along the way be made? Yes, but work diligently to make amends for any mistakes and try your best to live correctly. Finally, I wish to say that it is very important that one respect oneself, for you cannot disrespect yourself and respect another, for how you treat yourself will ultimately be how you treat others. If you develop yourself sufficiently, your inner spiritual life and character, then you will surely attain to self-respect and dignity and can thereby earn the respect of others. And of course, what applies to the individual applies to all the leaders who run the institutions and the places of government or business, any occupation. Therefore, our leaders that we choose must be able to have those qualities embodied by the great teachers. How the Venerable Thầy Huyền Diệu asked the question, how can large countries give respect to smaller countries? And these are political situations. There are many challenges in life nowadays: increasing populations, complexities, materialism, resource wars that have been started so countries can have access to oil, to lithium. Now, lithium is very precious because it will run all of the electric cars, and it also runs our technology. So we can expect that the complexities will grow, but we must also remember in the ever-changing landscape, the external landscape is impermanent. One day we will have peace. Another day we will have war. And all the in-betweens from year to year that we live our lives. However, this should not stop us from trying to do our best to bring about the love, peace, harmony, and joy. But ultimately, this depends upon our own degree of practice. So I bid you all good practice, good discipline, that you may have the harmony and peace in your own lives. So thank you so very much for this opportunity to share with you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Divine Mothers. Wonderful. So before the people put the question, we would like to request chanting the mantra for respect and peace.
Thank you so much. One of the great respect that we have talked about, having respect for our parents. And I also want to share how important it is to respect the mother, because each of us present today were born from the womb of the mother, the woman. And this new age of transformation, global as well as community, will come through the agency of women, for women will be the agents of transformation. Women can multitask and do many things, and they are the pillars of the family. There's a saying in the US that the hand that rocks the cradle makes the nation. And therefore, may we give all our mothers, all women, and today in Kathmandu is Mother's Day in the US. So tomorrow is in the US will be a huge celebration for mothers everywhere. So we are in remembrance of all mothers all around the world who have done so much to raise their children, to build their communities, to multitask and be the agents of transformation. And therefore, I would like to invoke the beautiful mantra to the Divine Mother. Saruva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Shadike Saranye Trambaka Devi Narayani Namostute. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. And in this beautiful mantra, we call upon the Great Mother, who is the giver of life, and we acknowledge the important role that she plays in our development. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Huyen. You see, in my experience, I watching so many years, and those people respect their parent, respect their mother, father. They get so many wonderful benefits in their life. That is the karma. And those who don't respect their parent, they mistreat their parent. And later their children mistreat them. I saw my eyes, I see, I witness. And those don't respect the master, and later they also have many problems. And those don't respect the nature, their life also miserable. Even when I work with my master, he say whenever we take rice, we should respect the farmer. But in my life, I have seen so many people, they eat rice daily, but they don't respect. Suppose they have one bone, they just eat a little bit and throw away. Mean this is not respect. Later, their life, the last time of their life, they are suffering. So many people. And even the people, they was born in the country, they grow up the country with the help of million people, but they do not respect. Many of them at last miserable life, and many of them in jail, in the prison. So you see the work of the respect, very, very important. So I would like to request all of us, every day we should repeat at least 10 times or 11 times respect. Respect the parent, respect the nation, respect the master, parent, and then you will see. So, for example, I have this experience, the karma. I respect very much my master, my guru, my Thầy Huyền Diệu. So many thousand people respect me. You see? Yeah. I respect only one person. No, now many. Yeah. I respect, you see, I respect my master, so I could do so many things, good things in the life. I never believe I come to stay long time in Nepal and India. But whenever I remember the sacrifice of the Buddha, the sacrifice of the master. So then I did something for Holy Land. You see, wonderful, huh? Only one word, respect, gratefulness. And we have very wonderful life. Yeah. No need many certificates. But now we need. Now they need big diploma. We also need like the clothes. Huh? Sometimes we need. But really, this work is very important. I have seen many people, they get high degree, very many diploma, big decoration in the room, but they do not respect their parents. They do not respect the nation where they live. They do not respect their wife. They do not respect their children. But they also need the respect from their wife, their children. At last now, they have misery in life. And at last, he died alone. Why? Because he do not respect the people. You see, it's a very, very practical lesson, very clear. But I'm very sorry, people do not remember. People remember only one word, money, 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 money. And then the fame and food. So we should remember the work of the respect like the food every day. And then you will realize many wonderful things in our life. Now, for example, when I come to Nepal, this is a poor country. Whenever I take food, I find very food, I respect the farmer. Then I'm thinking how to find good seed. Okay? Then I buy good seed. So I share to the farmer. So when they get good result, they bring to me. When I see they are poor, I try to help them how they can become better life. And now you see, every day they bring the milk to me. I pay money, they don't take because I offer them cow. That also respect. So in our society, frankly to tell you, if every people apply the work of respect, so many wonderful things come to our life. Now people, because they do not apply the work of respect, only consume, like Divine Mother, materialism. You see, even the clothes are like this one. Fashion, every year they polluted million liter of water, earth, and they cut the forest. They do not respect the nature. They're cutting forest, and now pollution and the COVID-19 come. So the work of respect is very, very important. So let us work together. So now, are there any speaker or anyone they want to put a question to the speaker? Now more than half an hour already. Oh, the time passed very quickly. Let us try to limit it 1 hour. Generally, we limit it 1 hour, but this last nearly 2 hours. Thầy Huyen or any speaker? Please, this is very important, very important. So I would like to also request you, those who have the parent alive, try to respect them, take care of them, and you will see your life. Later, your children will love and respect you. If you don't respect the parent, your parent, then also later your children also not respect you. This is very important. And we leave the country, we also respect the law and regulation of the country. And then what happened? Many good reasons. So if possible, try to convince the politician or the education authority, try to induce the subject, respect subject. Okay, from elementary up to university. You see, when I was a student of my master, my Thầy Huyền Diệu, it's a wonderful, even the seat, even the place where he choose sitting, we respect. And we pass and we like this one. And even the place where my mother sit, I dare not to sit because I like this, the respect. But now it's different. Now society is so-called the advanced, so-called the high technology, but many different. So this upset. There's many problems in society. In the Tibetan, they have tradition. It's a very wonderful. Before they washing Buddha, they washing the master first. And they say why? Because master introduced them to the Buddha. So he wore down first, master. And even when the master die, and they keep the room intact, same. And every day they bring water, tea, and serve as I think this is a wonderful tradition. So let us try to encourage people to follow that tradition.
There is a question from a Kim Pham, has her hand up.
Yes. Kim Pham, please, put the question.
She is muted. If you can unmute yourself, then ask your question, please.
So before I ask the question, I would like to say good evening to everybody. And I have the question that I would like to address to you, Divine Mother. How do you deal with disrespect in a working place and discrimination, like between men and women, boss and employee? Because I can see that it really affects the performance of the people when they receive no disrespect. It doesn't matter how hard you try, you will end up like you hear something that is say that you idiot. Your performance is just as low as kindergarten. So how do you deal with that? And especially you work in a field that among your peers, with all of the people with powers, so on and so on. As a female, how do you deal with that if it happens? Now we are talking about the opposite of honest, about respect. And what about disrespect? If it throw at you, how can you deal with it? And if it keep repeating day in, day out, and it's affect you emotionally, everything, psychologically. And I think that it's important because it happened to me. So that is my question.
Thank you so much, Kim Pham. Wonderful, wonderful question. And you're actually addressing important aspects in our culture and in gender disparities. And basically, what we are talking about is the disparity in power dynamics. And this disparity exists in situations between men and women, where culturally, societally, women have been perceived, and in religious communities as well, women have been perceived as having a lesser status than that of men. This is a fact. And less more now than before, but still prevalent. This power dynamics and how it is expressed in sexually inappropriate behavior. So this started the Me Too movement in the US, where women have expressed their unwillingness to tolerate any kind of sexual misconduct perpetrated upon them. And this power disparity for women has made them the victims of predatory behavior. And where the power dynamics is very disparate, they become afraid to report what happened to them, even to the police. There's a lot more rape and misconduct than is actually reported because of the cultural problems of shame that is brought upon women. And in countries where patriarchy is very strong, when the woman has been raped, they don't go after the men. They shame the woman and they make her re-victimized. And in some countries, they kill the woman, the family would kill the woman because she has brought dishonor upon the family, even though she's the victim. This must change. And I attribute a lot of the difficulty to the patriarchal mindset. And of course, in many Asian countries, the firstborn male child is most important. And all of the benefits that come from being born a male child is so much greater than if you're born a female child. Rights of inheritance, rights of recognition, and carrying on the family name, etc. So this too plays out in our religious lives, in our cultural lives, in our family lives. So we have to really understand that this kind of gender inequality and treatment must change. And it is up to women as well to raise their voices and to respect themselves and to make a stand. Now, in the workplace, you see, these power disparities also take place. It's very hierarchical. You have the boss, you have the employee, and it depends on how wholesome the boss is. If the boss is a wholesome person and he himself has good self-esteem, he would never degrade an employee, male or female. But when you have someone who degrades you by calling you an idiot and saying hurtful things, you have to know that this person is not a wholesome person. This person has low self-esteem and is applying the disparity in the power dynamics negatively and is making a statement more about who he is than who you are. You see? So a person with good self-esteem who is wholesome inside wants the best for you, wants you to be able to realize the fullness and the beauty of your own potential, and would seek to cultivate that in you. And so this is the positive aspect of having a mentor, having, someone who can guide you in the correct way, and who also helps to build your confidence in yourself. Any boss who tries to tear you down is making more of a statement about himself than he is about you. Now, such people need a lot of prayers because they are in a state of unwholesomeness. On some level, you can say that they are not well. And therefore, they need prayers. Our prayers for healing, our prayers for comfort, our prayers for peace. Because in an employment situation, you may not know the details of how they got to be like that. Maybe they had trauma in their childhood. Maybe they were abused. And studies will show that people who have been abused oftentimes turn out to become abusers. So what you want to do is to move from the heart of compassion, love, and understanding. And when you pray, when you meditate, you send positive thoughts. And you should always bless the person with God's infinite love, peace, harmony, and joy. But now, in an actual situation, you should not tolerate being in an employment situation where you're constantly degraded. And you should start looking for another job. And because this is part of self-respect, not to allow yourself to be degraded. And to the extent such a boss behaves like that to all of the employees, then it will not be a successful company. You want to be able, you cannot create teamwork like that. You have to be able to have people be able to get along and to be the leader in establishing an atmosphere that is harmonious and as happy as possible. So, you know, and you have to know your personal boundaries, not to allow any kind of predatory behavior, whether sexual predation or, you know, bad words used against you. And we have to learn. It's very difficult for women because we're also trained in many ways to keep quiet and to speak when you're spoken to, and to, you know, not show any kind of anger or aggressive behavior, because that makes you a bad person. All these kinds of cultural brainwashing that women go through, whether from their families or, you know, their workplaces, it's all across the board. So do not, in many ways, don't take it personally, but what you can do for yourself personally is not to tolerate abusive behavior. So learn to set your boundaries. And you know, you'll be very surprised. You should speak up for yourself. Now, let's say your boss has just called you an idiot. What would you like to say? Let's hear it, just between us. What would you like to tell him?
Maybe I wouldn't say it out loud, but maybe inside and say that you are an idiot yourself too. But if I say it out loud, I might lose a job.
Yes, you know, when you go home, you can scream it in the pillow. You can scream into the pillow, you are an idiot. All the words, bad words he tells you, you can scream it to him in the pillow, but do not say out loud. So, but what you can say if you know, I don't recommend you say you're an idiot too, because then you're operating at his level. You don't want to operate on the same level. You want to take the high road.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Okay? So you don't want to go down to his level in the mud. You want to elevate yourself, elevate the whole atmosphere. So what is a better alternative way of speaking? But you still respect yourself. So let's consider what are alternative language that you could use.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You see how only one word, respect. If in the family, husband respect to the wife respect to the husband, it's a wonderful family.
Yes, so in this situation,
mutual respect, even in the country.
Yes, so what should she say to her boss that is disrespecting her? So Kim, what would you like to say? We don't go down to his level and call him an idiot back. What would be the more elevated language that you can use?
Yes, so I think the human divine mother, you are influent person, try to propose a United Nations to suggest every leader, the top of the country, they should apply the work mutual respect, and there will be no problem. It's a very important, very simple. Yeah.
Yes.
Why they only collect money. You see, money cannot make happiness, but the respect.
That is very true. But people have to know in real time, in real experiences, how can they apply it right in their situation? So now Kim is addressing something very important. This is an experience she is having with her boss.
Yeah.
So yes, it is very good to talk conceptually, you know, with the UN level, but this is a real life situation she is experiencing. So she must learn in real time, real terms, what is the better languaging you can use, Kim, to respect yourself, but not go down to his level?
Yeah. I find,
what would you say?
Yeah.
Kim?
So,
I think that I might come up with something like not to be so confrontational. Maybe I would say that I understand where you come from, and I don't know, it's just very hard to address it. I mean, express that to the boss.
Yes,
Maybe
I know.
Subservient.
Yes, I know.
Does it make me to appear subservient if I just keep my head down and walk?
Well, this is what he expects from you. He expects you to be subservient. But it is hurting you because he is treating you in a cruel way. So how do you change the dynamic here? I do not propose that, okay, now, Nyung, you have your hand up. So maybe she has a recommendation for you. So go ahead, Nyung. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If not, forgive me.
okay.
Can you unmute yourself? We can't hear you.
You see, I'm telling you, I respect a little nature. So many wild animals come to my monastery now. They are living. So I respect.
Yes, but you also love them. You love the animal.
You see, like the rabbit, the white rabbit, suddenly they come to my temple. And now they follow me like the dog because I respect them. So
that's true.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah.
Because this is all done on a vibrational level where you're concerned. They feel your love for them. So they feel safe to come. Yeah, because they know that they can get love from you. Yeah. But Kim, in your particular situation, here is what I would recommend. You write down the alternative language that you would like to use.
Yeah. Like yesterday, I went to the Ashokapila, I'm praying, and after the praying, the Sarasgran fly up and shouting, like, congratulations, Master. Thanks to you, now my population increasing.
Yes, because they were extinct and they know that you helped to save them from extinction. So Kim, this is what I would recommend for you. You think of alternative language that you can use. This is actually a very serious real life problem that she is confronting. So we must help her to develop how she can respect herself in that particular situation. And so, yes, you want to develop the proper language that would demonstrate you respecting yourself, you're creating boundaries, and to let your boss know that he cannot address you like that. Okay? You can type in your alternative language. Okay. And we will work with you. We will work with you. This is very important for women because oftentimes women are shut down. And I am suggesting to you to raise your voice. Okay?
Because I know that for respect that a person needs to instill in her the value, the self-love and self-respect so she can earn the respect. And respect is just really important to the mind and the soul of a person. It can cure a person. It also can select the person. I've seen even that the kindness, an act of kindness, of respect, can change a homeless person's life completely. Because normally that it's a beautiful example of the respect. So that is another meaning of the importance of the respect among ourselves, families, communities, nation, a relationship. Like, I mean, we are into relation, right?
That's right.
So
now, Kim, take a look in the chat box. Kim, take a look in the chat box. Nung had typed in something for you, and she said to your boss, she would recommend you say, thank you. I would tell him because of that, I would become a better person like him. No, you have a good sense of humor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good sense of humor.
Another person. Another
Very good. Very good. Yes.
Very good.
Yes, very good. Very good. So this is an alternative language that you can use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
This is how we help each other. This is how we help each other. Okay. The women, you share with each other your voices, how you help each other. But thank you. This is very important question that you raise.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you, Kim.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Another question. One very short because the time is very limited. You see, one thing I would like to share with you. To share with you, the power of the woman is very important.
True.
Very important.
Absolutely correct.
Why? If the male, they don't have capacity of respect, but the woman, you have the strong capacity of respect, then you can turn the man or you can turn husband to respect. But if the woman do not have the respect, then there's a big problem. You see, in the history, I find so many male leaders go the wrong way. If the woman, they have strong spirituality and strong the respect, then they can bring her husband back, right? Then if the woman or the wife, they don't have the capacity of respect, and the man have respect, not strong enough. So I think the work of respect with the woman is very important. Very important. You see the story like the princess Văn Thành công chúa from China. When he married Song Chen Yongba, he turned Yongba from cruel king become good king, and he make Song Chen Ba respect Buddha, respect the nature, respect everybody. So Tibet become most important. Similar thing this happen in different field, particular family. When the work respect apply strongly, strictly by the woman in the families are happy. Do you agree with me? It's very important.
Yes, I had earlier shared
yes.
that the hand that rocks the cradle makes the nation. So this is the mother.
Yeah.
She is the hand that is rocking the cradle.
Yeah.
So we must honor and respect the mother.
Yeah. So I think the role of the woman. Therefore, when I talk on way and people say, "Oh, Thầy, why you only appreciate the woman? You don't talk a woman." No, equal. But I think the woman, they have very powerful in the family. If the husband go the wrong way, and the woman, they have good respect and spiritual, then they call back the husband. But if the woman, they go the wrong way, majority the man is a fail. In the family, I witness, I watching. Yeah. So I very much like the woman. They should develop more powerful. I find, you see, in the family, if the children and suddenly the husband die, and the woman, they have the good respect, good spirituality, they raise their children very successful. But in the family, unfortunately, the woman died first, and very difficult to grow up the children. And in the family, if the husband go the wrong way, and the wife, they have good respect and good spirituality, and they bring back their husband. But in the family, if the wife go the wrong way, they don't have respect, and they go difficult for husband come back. So in my idea, the role of the woman is very important, very important. So if you in the family, you have children, daughter, try to think them priority. But like the before, now people priority for boy. But I think we should thinking much. I'm not what is thinking only woman female equality, but if possible priority. In the family, if the woman they have good education, and then family also happy. But one thing I very much like the female, they should respect the law of the nature. The law of the nature. But if they follow the materialism, so now I find many women, when they get a good job, good salary, and they come back, they treat their husband like the servant, then many problems come out. And when now,
you know what research shows? Yeah. That when a woman becomes educated, they want less children. So population rates go down. Now, what happens in many Asian countries, the male child is so revered that they actually committed infanticide when they can ascertain that the embryo is going to be female. So now what has happened? Now, example, in one of the most populated countries in the world, there's too many men, not enough women. So now you have this disparity because they want to make sure that the first child is male child. And so you see, now they have committed infanticide against the female embryos. Now there are too many men, not enough women to marry.
Because you see, they do not respect the nature. You see, now I'm telling you, now spirit in many religions, we say like there's one, many big monk and master controlled by the woman, and then many problems. You see, even the country, yeah. So you see, therefore, people, why I go anywhere, I cook myself, drink myself, that is, we should have mutual respect. You see, therefore, the Buddha, Buddha is very intelligent. We should have mutual respect. But now, because now materialism, when the woman, they get a good position, they control, they suppress so many problems. Even the religion, in Buddhism, even you see now many big master, really outside they talk very powerful, but inside controlled by the woman.
Really, then they are not behaving according to the precepts of Lord Buddha.
Yes.
And in some religions, some of the biggest religions, especially when I went to an Asian country and Buddhist country, they teach the women that because you have bad karma, you have been born in this life as a woman, and you have to work very hard to earn sufficient merit. So next life, you can be born a man. This kind of teaching, I do not agree with, because it automatically makes the woman wrong. Because of bad karma, she's been born a woman. No, I do not agree that women should be taught such things.
Right. But now,
this is wrong teaching.
No.
Can I have some of my opinion?
So one thing I would like to you, the respect mean respect the nature. Moon is the moon, sun is the moon. If the moon become the sun, problem. If the sun become the moon, the problem. You get the point. This is very important. Should be clear. But many people, they misinterpret in the family. The wife respect the husband. This is very important. The rule. So I would like to tell you now, I don't want to criticize, but you're watching. In the family, if the woman become a husband, then many problems. And the husband become the woman, there also problem. Now society, they have many problems. Men, they want to become a wife, and wife become a husband. So that is they do not keep the much respect, very important. Man should be man, duty man. You see now, it's a very interesting, I do not criticize. Now many men, they don't want to work. They want the woman work. Then how happiness? Men no respect. And many women now, they get a job. Then they want to be the master of family. So many family broken. That is truth, but nobody dare to say the truth. You see that even the Buddha, when you're watching, they say in Vietnam, they say a special rule for the nun. But many now in the Buddhism, there are also many problems because they want to change the law of the Buddha. The Buddha, he also one of the master, very wonderful master. He know very well about the law of the nature. He said mutual respect. You see, now the Christian is not allowed to, the many religions not allow women, but Buddha, he accept. You see, unit religion accept. So, but we must respect the regulation and the law. Otherwise, many problems. You see, now I do not say the truly, many problems, because they do not respect the law of the nature. Even in family. Now you see many family now broken because the woman, they do not respect the law of the nature. Woman want to become a husband. And the husband...
Well, the fact of the matter is, for many people, many families, they need the woman to go to work because there's not sufficient income. And, you know, women have now become professionals. Like I myself am an attorney, and I would not sublimate myself to not be educated, to not be able to have my own income, because these are important qualities to be able to have as well. And women should have equal opportunities to be doctors, to be lawyers, you know, to enter into any profession. And these professions are not to be owned by men only. So I think it's very important for women to have equal opportunity as well. And this goes to the power dynamics and the disparity that we have created over many, many centuries about sublimating and subjugating the role of women. And this is absolutely incorrect. So yes, I totally agree. Equal rights, equal respect for men and women. Right. So in every religion, you have bad teachers who teach wrong things. So, but we have to know for ourselves how to have the self-respect, how to take care of ourselves, how to honor and respect ourselves, and not to be allow ourselves to be disrespected by others. We don't have to tolerate abusive behavior, nor should we, because it will be fly in the face of self-respect and honoring yourself. Yeah. And any person who degrades you, you send prayers because that person is not a wholesome person, is making more of a statement about who he is than who you are. Always remember that, okay? So these people need prayers of healing so that they can become better people. But we must always learn how to respect ourselves first. In my presentation today, I said that you cannot, you know, you must begin with self-respect, because you cannot command the respect of others if you don't respect yourself. And I think it's very important to have self-respect. Oh, right. So this is very important. Yeah. Very
and self-love too. Yeah. The self-love and self-respect.
Correct.
Mutual respect. Mutual. We should respect each other. Every role, like the sun should respect the moon. The moon should respect the sun. If the sun do not respect, then they will be crushed, isn't it?
I think there is this aspect of interdependency and interconnection. So we all have our important role to play in life.
The law,
and we're all connected and dependent upon each other. So in order to have a harmonious, peaceful world, we must live together harmoniously and peacefully. And yes, all of the teachings of respect, gratitude, appreciation are very important. But in real life situations, as Kim has expressed, it is very important that you understand the context in which misbehavior occurs. And if you are in that context, then you must know how to take care of yourself. So Kim Nung had put in the chat box a book that you may find helpful. I can also make recommendations to you, but always honor and respect your life as sacred and coming from a divine source. Okay? So
thank you.
Now, one thing I would like to tell, we should respect ourselves. Then we also respect the nature, environment, mutual respect. Sometimes the people only respect themselves, but they don't respect the other. That's also a problem. They think they are God. You see, therefore I find Buddha, he is the wonderful master. When the Ananda, he go to the Buddha, he requests to the Buddha to allow his stepmother to become a nun. Buddha is not accept. But at last, Ananda requests many times. He said, so this is not discrimination, but the Buddha is a wonderful master who he reminds us we should have to mutual respect. And even he predicts us. He said, if the Buddhism survives 1,000 years on the planet, if he allowed the woman become a nun, then it remain only 500 years. This is not discrimination, but the Buddha accept and he allow the woman become a nun. So he make very special law. Then every people, that is also the law of the nature, the law of the nature. You see, and if we respect, so I'm telling you now, in society it is order because they do not have the mutual respect. There's a law of the nature we have to respect. Respect not only ourselves first, then we have to respect the other. We have respect the regulation. Suppose in Vietnam, when we go outside, we have to keep the right side. But if we go to India or England, if we respect, we keep the right side, then accident come. You see? So now I find our society many problems because they do not respect the law of the nature. The universe they give here is a very good, very wonderful water to drink. But people don't like how to want to drink. They put many chemical inside and then we die. Isn't it? So they do not respect the nature. So one thing I repeat again, firstly, we have to respect ourselves and we should respect the other person. And again, we have to respect the law of the nature. That is very important. The law of the nature, okay? Man is a man, woman is woman. If the man become woman, big problem. If the woman become a man, there's problem. The sun is the sun. The moon is the moon. If the sun become a moon, you see?
Thank you very much, Master. And I would like to say something to you that it's very beautiful and it's just give me the very long-lasting impression when I was in India the first time or every single time after that, a few times on the bus with you and the group to go to do the charity work. You always say that if you want to give something, money or something to the people who are poor and disabled and didn't look like you still should give it with the respect, not because of their look and that situation that you just hand it to them in a disrespect way. And I think that is a very, say something is very good about you and respect with the environment. It's just like the incident that you had it in Germany about the ticket that an old man that he bought it for you, and he was on his knee, kneeling on the street and with two hands and handed to you, and with this such a respect that you respect it back, and you want to do something for people in Germany, or the Germany country as a country itself. Yes, so I'm very thankful for the talk today about the respect. With that, the people can live in peace. The world will be in order. And that would be beautiful. And thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Kim, because what you're actually expressing is a very important principle, that all of life is sacred. So whether the sacred life is manifested in the beggar or, in someone who is not a beggar, always be grateful if you are in a position to be able to serve the sacredness of the life that is before you. And so we must go beyond the appearances to honor that life as a sacred life. And so you will always treat it with respect. And so too, whether the manifestation of the form is in female or male, we must always remember that that is a sacred life appearing before you, and you must honor and respect that sacred life. And it is up to us to be able to master our own inclinations and predispositions of bias, prejudice, etc., and know that all of life was created from a divine source and is divine.
Thank you. Thank you. We have the 1 hour. Now is nearly 1.5 hours. This is an interesting subject. I very much like, if we have the good opportunity, we should return to the subject. Only one word. If we respect the word of mutual respect, there's a many wonderful things come. So, human divine mother, please you try to suggest your children and the world leader to apply the work of respect subject from the kindergarten up to university. And then the world peace will come. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, everyone. Wonderful to be with you today. Thank you for this kind invitation.
If next week I'm still alive, let us come again the subject. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think about 3 times to pray for world peace and your good health. Amida Phật, number 1 time Motak, Lumini today, very beautiful weather. Very beautiful weather, but nobody on the roadside. I went alone. I live with the animal. The rabbit, you see, wonderful. Huh? And the deer die outside. They come and watching me working, and they follow me. And the Cyrus Grand also chanting coming. And we must respect the nature. So now you see the sky very clear. No aeroplane. So let us develop and propagate the respect throughout the world. Mutual respect the nature. Thank you.
Thank you. Namo Adida Phật. Namo Quan Đàm Bồ Tát. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.